Right, today we're in my office, which is, well, my room basically, where all the action happens, and we're looking at my computer. So today I'm going to give my first online lecture basically. Start with, go on the internet. I'm going to talk about how I find good locations for good toilets to film. You probably noticed I have quite a lot of good ones in my channel, so you might be wondering, where do I find them? How do I come across them? So basically, the main thing to do is try and find a good location, or find a destination somewhere and try and see what's available. So next year I'll be going to Wales, right? So what we'll do is we'll type, try and type this in. This is just into Google. I'll go on the type Cardiff toilets into Google, go on the images, and you get quite a few pictures come up of various locations. Give us an idea of what's available. You might be familiar with these ones if you've seen my other video. These ones in Hayes Island. You can't really see it quite so close here, so I'll zoom in slightly. They've closed after whatever that number is, 190,000 quid. 4 years ago they refurbished them, they decided to close them, so basically just using Google Images at the moment, but there are other locations. Another place to look in is Google Earth, right? So we open up Google Earth. You'll notice I'm really quick with this. I mean, very fast. I've been using it for a couple of years. And we go to Wales, just put the hand over there, zoom in. If you've got a little zoom, there's my mouse, zoom in. Now we're looking at Cardiff. Hayes Island should be somewhere around there. I don't actually know the street name. It'll be somewhere around there, I'm not sure actually. But anyway, where I'll be staying is in Penarth. So there's Cardiff in Wales. And there's Penarth down there. As you see, it's a coastal town. It's got the pier. Zoom right into the section. And then, next little trick. Grab this orange icon right over the blue line. There we are, we're now in Street View. So basically I can look around from the comfort of my own room. So have a look at Penarth, there's Penarth Pier. And this is all from the comfort of my own room basically. Just do a bit of investigating. And what I'm doing now is the cursor I just place there, click on it and it will zoom to it. Keep doing that down the road. And here's a potential location. Right here, now we zoom in. So can't really see it too well from here, it's this thing here. We zoom in. So zoom right in, and then we can see the right into a potential. We can't go any further than that. We can't go inside because obviously the Street View didn't go in there. And then I'll decide, you know, would it be worth visiting that? From the outside, looks like it's got potential. The age of the building, clearly Victorian. The brickwork, the use of the iron little colonnade. But inside, you've got to think, you know, is it as good inside as it is on the outside? You can see there's two doors. This one is disabled quite clearly. But this door here, what's in there? You know, you've got to think, what is behind that door? You know what I mean? It's like, is that a little passage behind there? That's where all the cisterns are, all the concealed cisterns. Are these toilets concealed or something? You know what I mean? It's like, you've got to basically try and get a feel as much as you can. I will be visiting these, but You know what I mean? I'll put this down into what you call a potential list, but it's on the maybe section, 50-50. By potential, I mean it's got potential of being good, it's got potential of having high levels in there, but it might not be, basically. So there's a few other places in Penarth to look for as well. Come out of Street View, go back on there, that's my thing in there, hold on. Go back on the web, back on Google now. We type in Google. We're on Google, hold on. Now we typed in Penarth toilets and we can have a look. Images, see we get any images, nothing too much except for this one here in the town centre. It's opened in a new tab and there's a picture of it there. But you've got to find the ones that are provided by the council, so you've got to find out which council Penarth's in. Hold on, I'll try and have a look, see how it doesn't say on there. It's go on Wikipedia and find out what council area it is in. And here we are, we're on Wikipedia, and it's in the Vale of Glamorgan, which is there. So now we've got to go onto the Vale of Glamorgan website. So now public toilets, Vale of Glamorgan Council, and this will come up with all the lists available in the council. And the ones that the council maintain. So these are the ones in Barry, Cowbridge, Lantwick Major and Penarth. So there's 5 available and you can find out the locations. So the ones we just saw on the Esplanade there, those Victorian ones are the Italian Gardens, and there's a couple others. Penarth Pier's got some, the town centre ones, Cosmeston Village and Clifftop. So we'll look at the Clifftop car park, Cliff Walk. So back on there. Right, so Penarth and Cliff Walk down here. You might be able to notice a little red bit right down there somewhere. Zoom in and they might be that little building. Or they might not be, it's just a little shelter. I actually know where they are, sort of. And they're here. This is basically where they are, so we zoom in this little section. There we are, that's our building. If you go up to it, have a little zoom in, get a feel of the building. See the men's side, get a feel of the age of it, like the windows, looks like original windows. Drain pipes there. If you come down here a little bit, can zoom right in. This is the ladies' side. You might just be able to work it out. These high level overflows, so that gives us a potential now. You can't see any low level overflows, but they might have perhaps been refurbished at one stage, put low levels in, didn't put the overflows in but left the old high levels, so you have to rule those things out. Go on the other side, see if it looks good. And up here, there we are. So yeah, so that's got potentials. We can't really see inside, but we can get a bit of a feel of the area. So that's on our potential list. Come out of now we'll head back into Cardiff. Now sometimes you find things by almost accident. Little area here called Llandaff. I think that's how it's pronounced. And I found a little potential around here somewhere. Trying to find what is up here. Now, this one isn't marked on any websites. I found it almost by accident, so there we are. There's our potential. No idea what's inside, absolutely no idea whatsoever. Looks good on the outside, but could very well be modding on the inside. You never really know until you get there. I will be checking that place out anyway. View from a distance. Trying to work out sort of what the tile's like, and but yeah, that'll be one of the places we'll be visiting next year. We'll also be going over to Swansea as well at some point, so zoom out of Cardiff and zoom right into Swansea, and trying to find, I did find a few potentials around there actually. I just can't remember what the name of the street is. This one? No, I don't think it's that one. It's down a side street. I saw a little building. So I'm not really familiar with this area, so I don't know all the street names. I think it's this one actually. No, it's not that one. Gone to the wrong place at the minute. But obviously looking up Swansea, so go back on there should be a list come up in a minute. All the ones available, yeah, this street here. Sometimes they provide the postcode, so that's quite useful. So you can get the postcode of the location. There we are, it's found the location for us. And it's actually down this little side street here. Little building here we're looking at. Quite an unusual design, a two-storey building. In Wales everything's in Welsh as well. You probably notice that's the Welsh name and that's the English name. We can also get a side street view just to have a little feel of premises. Sometimes it's a bit blurred, that's not too useful, but try and get a straight image for that side view if we can. I think that's the best side view we're going to get. So again, it's sort of looking at the building, trying to get a feel of it. Seems like there's something upstairs as well, which is quite interesting, so I'll be visiting that one. So this is the city of Swansea. There's our list. So they broke it down into different sections. You've got your city centre, North Swansea, South Swansea and Gower, which also includes the coastal part. So I found a few before already, so I'll show you where these ones are. The coastal part's down there. Little area called the Mumbles. I think our potential's down there. I found. There we are. There's the little building we'll be having a look at. By the looks of things, it's popular with older people. Seems to be a little queue of them all going in this little disabled. Trying to work out the age as well. Trying to work out the age of the building. We've got you know, flat roof, maybe 60s, maybe earlier, maybe a bit later. There is a disabled. Has it always been there? You see there's a hand dryer inside. That's all we can get really. But you know, are these concealed as well? We've got to think, what's the possibility of them being concealed? We've got a door here, which is obviously the men's side. Disabled in there. Ladies round there. We go around the other side. There's no other door. There's no fourth door, which is like, you know, where the little passage would be. There's none of that. We can't see that from here, so could be a good sign, but you know, what's inside? Is it low level boxed in, or got to weigh out these possibilities? But have a view from the other side. Still can't see any other doors. So it's on the maybe list, 50-50 or so. So we zoom out. I did find something else. I think it's down this way. A place called Blackpeel. I think it's down there. There we are. Another small little building. I like the look of this. Quite clearly 30s due to the brickwork on it. Flat roof. But we can't really see inside. Looks like the windows have been replaced as well. Might be able to zoom in from here. So again, it's having a look. You know, I mean, it looks like it's built in the 30s, but what's all this? These wooden planks been added on. I mean, again, when was this added? You know, was these buildings entirely refurbished? I mean, look at the floor. That blue floor, you see, that's hard to tell the age of what's going to be inside. Are they concealed as well? Have to work that one out. Have a look down here. What's in this door? Shit, hold on, gone the wrong way. It's like, what's this door here? Little door on the side. This looks like an extension, you see, but it could perhaps be this little could perhaps be to get into this little shop unit or something, whatever's here. So maybe they're not concealed as well. Notice the width, how wide they are. Come back here. That same width looks like the width of the men's section here, down here. So again, maybe they're not concealed. So again, it's weighing up the possibilities, trying to get a feel. Hang on a minute, the lady, either looks like they've got blue tiles, or is that a door? Keeps running away from me, this thing does. So again, is this a door, or are these tiles? Look like they might be tiles. So again, you know, what's in here really, you know what I mean? But why don't these have them? So again, it's sort of weighing up the possibilities, see if they're worth a visit. Yes, they are worth a visit. Sometimes you can tell straight away if it's not going to be a good visit. So these are on the 50-50 halfway, maybe potential pile, but they'd be worth a look anyway. So that's basically how I use Google Street View to find some good ones. Come back into my hometown now. Some of you might have seen my video the other day, well, day before yesterday I put it up, here in Poole town centre. If I was not from this area and I was doing the research, the same research, I'd be able to use the exact same methods I always do. So back on Google, go on the Borough of Poole website. So they've got their own setup. The locations on the map, which isn't very reliable, but it basically shows one way of them doing it. View it as text. They've got a list of them. So Chapel Lane, for instance, has the location opposite the job centre. That's quite easy. Down there, aren't they? So what I'll do is I'll find the location of where the job centre will be, which happens to be down here. Drop right in. There we are. I'll take one look at that and think, no thank you. And hey, look at that. Little sign on the door as well. That's no surprise whatsoever. So I'd look at that, think now I'll avoid them. I won't waste time going to them. But when visiting places, time's always against you. You've got a small 8-hour span, if you know what I mean. You've got to get there, you've got to get back. So you've got to think of the times these are available. You know, you don't want to get to a location too late, but so again, you see, you don't want to waste time. So this is why you do the research before you get there, not while you're there, basically. Well, if I was to look up another area, so I'll find. I know which one I'm looking for. Just try and find it written up here. What the official name is. See, the Parkstone Park one's Ashley Cross. Okay, try and look at that one. Happens to be down here. Found Ashley Cross. We zoom right in. Turn around. There it is. I'll take one look at that and think, yeah, I'll check that place out. And I'd weigh up the possibilities. I know what's inside, of course. I filmed them already. You can notice that there. That's actually a low level in there. I took a tiny look for a window. That's misleading. There's the men's are this side, ladies this side. Low level in this one, high level in the other one. What I saw through a window. But again, you see, it's weighing up the possibilities. Are they worth the look? Yes, I would say they're worth the look. So if I was to visit the area, that's where I'll be heading, basically. So but yeah, see the presence of a high level, I know it's there because I've seen it from the outside loads of times. Some people might not notice it, but again, if you zoomed in, you might notice it. So it's getting a feel of the area again. So I'd think, yeah, I'll come and visit that, basically. So it's getting a feel of different locations if you can get to them. I mean, when I say if you get to them, if you can view them first from here, so you can weigh up the pros and cons, basically. So if I was to look around Bournemouth, admittedly I'll be disappointed. I think you'll be very disappointed, except for a few locations, but I won't go on Bournemouth's website, but we'll look around there, a few little changes. The imagery date as well, that's something to take into account. You might not notice that. This is when the car came through. So last year, a few little changes have taken place since then. Notably, the destruction of this looks good from a distance, avoidable. Completely avoidable. I won't go into any more than that, basically, but if you zoom out, the imagery date is a slightly different age, 2007, you see. So again, you've got to take into account the image date. You know what I mean? Are you looking at something from 5 years ago that might not be there? Be prepared for that. You know, you don't want to be disappointed or anything. 20 years ago, if this existed, this is the Lansdowne, for instance, we would have had something here. Obviously, Google Earth didn't exist back then, but This is the Lansdowne, basically just showing around the Lansdowne. The imagery date took place at the same time. You will be disappointed if you come to this area, I'd probably say. So we have a few nice ones down there. Again, you see, I'll be doing research. Boscombe Gardens, you can't really see them from down there, but you might be able to notice from a distance. Anyone doing research, see this here, this little building. I think, yeah, that looks like it's got potential. Sadly, no longer. Bournemouth Council throw money around, money they don't always have. So again, basically this is using the Google Earth, Google Street View to find locations, and using the actual websites. The websites will tell you where the locations are. Google Earth and Street View will be able to help you view these locations first before you go and visit them properly for filming, basically. Coming up to Brighton. I've done quite a bit of research in Brighton in the past. A few places that's where I'm going next week, actually, so some places are easier to do research on than others. For that, where am I going? Shoreham. Here's one place I'll be going to next week. I've not seen it before myself, but Buckingham Park it's called. And this is where we'll be visiting, this section in there. All we can do is zoom in from this distance. That's all we can get, basically. From what I can see from here, it looks like a very 70s look. I'll say 70s. So, you know, I mean, it'd be worth a look, but that's as much as it's going to be. I'm not expecting too much from that one, but I won't turn it down either. Maybe get a high level concealed or something. Cemetery is always a good place to look, but it doesn't always mean right, this is Shoreham Cemetery. Car didn't go inside, but we'll drop down and we'll have a look. Nothing's mentioned that's available, but still doesn't mean we can't have a look. It doesn't mean they have to mention it. Who says that they are going to mention if there's something available? I have found this little building now. Might be accessible, might not be. Might not even be any toilets in there, we don't know. But that's basically be heading there next week, amongst a few other places. So again, it's trying to get a feel of would somewhere be worth a visit. I'll probably be avoiding these. This is Shoreham, but the other side. There's our building. Looks like it's a potential from the distance, but looks can be deceiving. Weighing up the pros and the cons. You know, is it worth going all the way out here just to be disappointed? We have a zoom in. We have a look around. Got men's this side. Ladies this side. Quite clearly one would be the disabled, this one, but what's behind this door? So again, you know, are these concealed? Would it really be worth going to visit these? Some places can be out of the way, unless you've got a good potential. It's a long way to go by foot, if just to be disappointed, if you know what I mean. So again, the location's down here. To get there, I'll be dropping off at the station up here. So, you know, I mean, it's quite a long way to go just for disappointment when I've got other places to go to as well, you see. So they'll be put on a later list. If they had a higher chance potential, yes, I would go to them, but not this time. So I'll be getting off here, going up here, going here, back on the train, and then back into Brighton, and then we're carrying the rest of the day from there basically. So that's basically trying to weigh up the benefits of places you'll be visiting, which will take me to the next section of my tutorial. We'll be looking up Flickr as well, so that'll be my next